Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and today's video is episode 22, I'm pretty sure, of Throwback Thursday. Now, of course, I got this idea from my dear friend, Jan Van. I will link her channel in my description box. She has been doing Throwback Thursdays for quite some time on her channel. She's in like episode 100 and something. So I'm hoping I will get to that point at some point. And then of course I have to give a huge love-filled shout out to my dear friend and subscriber Dawn for being my biggest TBT cheerleader. So for this episode, I'm pulling in the Nabla Platinum Cutie palette. I just pulled this into my last random ranking video. And I don't know, I just was like, I want to use this because it's been quite some time since I've used this palette. And as I'm looking at it, or as I was looking at it in that last video where I ranked it, I realized I have not used this shimmer shade or this shimmer shade. So normally what I'll do is I'll use these two mattes and then that silver shimmer. And I have used this before too, but I really want to use these two shimmers today. So contrary to what I would normally do, I will not be using the silver shimmer in this look. I might pop it in my inner corners, but I'm not going to be putting it on my lids. And that might be disappointing to some of you because you might really want to see this silver shimmer in action on my eyelids, but I just want to do something different with this palette today. I really want to do that. So what I'm thinking of doing is just an all shimmer eyelid and then, or lids, and then putting the mattes on the lower lash lines. So I think what I'll do is start off with this shade right here called Gem System and put that in the outer part of the lid. Then I'll put Rich Darling in the middle. And then I'll put Priceless towards the front. And then I'm going to put Tenebra. Is that what that says? Jeez. I'm telling you, if I ever, which I will never, but if I ever have a makeup brand and make eyeshadow palettes, I'm going to make the shade names really easy to see. Tenebra. I don't know. And then this one is called Aristocracy. And then I'll probably put Luxuriance in my inner corners. I know, I mean, I really struggled with it because that's really what I want to do is put the silver shimmer across my lids. But, you know, we got to do something different today. And of course, I do have both of my brows done. And this eyelid is primed in the Juvia's Place Prep Prime Eyeshadow Primer. Alrighty, so again, I'm going to go into this shade here called Gem System, putting that in the outer part of my lid. And let me make sure that this isn't creasy. It's okay. It's okay. This one, this primer doesn't get as creasy as the P. Louise does. Alrighty, let's see what this does here. Nice. Okay, I wasn't sure if this was going to be deep enough for out here, just because, you know, it looks deep in the pan, I guess, but then sometimes when you, well, it's pretty sparkly though. I like that actually. That's cool. Okay, right on. Geez. I promise you, I am going to be really deep cleaning this room tonight when I get home from work. That's been my goal all week, but I'm telling you, work just takes it out of me, man. I get home and I'm just like, I don't want to do jack squat. I really don't. And then, of course, it's been hotter than hell here. It was 104, right? 104 on Monday, and then 105 on Tuesday. And it's supposed to be 96, I think, here today. Like, it was so hot the last couple days that my husband couldn't go back to work. He had last week off, and then they decided with the heat that they would just close the mill down for Monday, Tuesday, because it's a fire hazard, you know, like it's scary. And a few years ago, a part of the mill did catch on fire. So they're like, yeah, let's just not have everybody come back yet. So yeah, he is going back today though. So he's not thrilled about that, but what do you do? And that's really pretty. It's so sparkly. Is it too sparkly for the outer V? I don't know. I mean, it's on my lid, so I'm not going to be messing with it any more than that. I mean, I will go around and kind of mess with the outer little edge here. But now I'm going to go into Rich Darling and put that right down the middle. Okay, so I have a video series idea that I wanted to run by you guys. You know how I just did my, well, you may not have watched the video, but I just did a, ooh, that's pretty. Very nice. I just did a video where I I chose 5 green palettes out of my collection, and then I randomly chose each shade, or a shade out of each palette. Okay. And I had so much fun doing that. I thought that was so cool. And I've been wanting to do some type of video series where I'm like randomly choosing palettes or shades or something like that. But, you know, Nikki, my Nikki, I love her, our Nikki, we refer to her as Shawnee, Jan and I, we call her our Nikki. She does a series on her channel called Mishmash Mondays, where she will like pick a couple palettes out of her collection, and then I think what she does, if I remember this right, is she will choose a couple shades that she really wants to use out of the palettes, and then she'll randomly generate the other shades that she's pulling in. And I love that. You know, I thought that's such a cool idea. And the thing is, though, is I don't want to steal anyone else's content ideas. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. So I was thinking, well, I don't really want to do that exact thing because that's Nikki's thing, and she does such a good job with that. And, you know, I want her to kind of have that for her channel, right? But I thought I want to do something like that where I'm just randomly choosing shades and putting a look together so that, you know, each time it's very different. So this is what I've decided I'm going to do. That is really pretty. And I like how both of them are jiving together. I mean, this is going to be a very neutral look, but I don't care. So now I'm going to go into Priceless. Reckless? What happens in here? I don't know. Priceless. And put that towards the front. So this is what I'm planning on doing, okay? I'm going to call it either Random 5 or the Fab 5, or I don't know yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly generate 5 palettes out of my collection with my notebook and my random generator app and da-da-da. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly generate 1 shade out of each palette and then put a look together with whatever shades I put together. Now, the only rules for that is that I don't want the same tone more than once. You know, like if I were to, let's say I randomly generated the, you know, like let's use the last video I kind of did this in as an example. So like, let's say I generated the pistachio palette from BH Cosmetics and then the Wealthy Chic, right? And I generate a shade out of each and they're like the exact same tone of green. Then I'll keep generating until you know what I mean? Until I know what I mean? Until I choose something that's different in tone and then put the look together. If I get all 5 mattes, oh well. If I get all 5 shimmers, oh well. You know, like I thought that would be really fun. I really do. You guys might think I'm crazy, but I think that would be really fun. And I love this, although I have that just horrible edge. It's like, I'll fix that. I think what I'll do is grab my e.l.f. contour palette and fix that up so it's not quite so harsh. And then what I thought I would do is I found this random question generator app thing that I put on my phone, and I thought, oh, that might be kind of fun, like generate questions. So everything will be totally random. The shades I'm choosing, the questions I'm answering. Wouldn't that be fun? You guys are probably thinking, I don't get out enough, so that sounds like a lot of fun to me. Some of you are probably like, yeah, well, I'm going skydiving this weekend, so I don't know what you're doing. I don't care. I really like this. I do feel like, though, the shade, well, they're not similar. I do feel like there is a gradient, but maybe just not as much as I wanted there to be. I'm going to go back in with the gem system. I mean, what I probably should have done, honestly, is put this shade towards the outer part, this one in the middle, but I didn't do that. So, you know, just going to deal with what I have here, right? Yeah. So let me know what you guys think about my plans. Let me know if you think that sounds really dumb or really fun. But I think I'll start doing that in a couple of weeks. I've got a couple of collabs coming with Tracy from Lilith Luna and Charlie from Peanut Butter Beauty. Tracy and I are using a melt palette. I'm not going to tell you what it is. and doing a palette bingo and then answering some random questions I came up with. And then Charlie and I are going to do a Cleona collab because I got those beautiful shimmer shades from Cleona from Andy's amazing gift card. And then we're going to be talking about some stuff. So I am pretty much done. That was really easy. So what I'll do is I will take a brush with my little, I don't even know where it is. I think it's in my drawer. Yeah, I can see it. It's right there. And go around the outside edge with that kind of like cream colored shade. And then I'll obviously pop the mattes on my lower lash line, do my other eye, the rest of my face, and I will be back. So this, of course, is my finished look, and I really like how it turned out. It's maybe not as exciting as it could have been if I'd put that silver shimmer across my lids. I did pop it in my inner corners, and I love how that looks. I would say this is a more subtle look, of course, more neutral, but it's got a lot of really pretty sparkle in it. And that's what I'm really enjoying about this eye look today. And I'll show you the palette again, but let me show you just a few things I threw on my face for my finished look. On my lips, I used a bullet lipstick from Revolution Beauty. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? It's got the little lips that show you the shade color on the top. And this is the shade Decadence. I got 3 of these from Revolution Beauty, and this is the first time I've used this particular shade, and I really like it. I just wanted something bright and fun for my lip color today. And I did use this blush out of my Bellini palette from BH Cosmetics. I use the shade right here called Peach Please. And I was trying to find a lip shade in my collection that's this color, but I really don't have that. I'm gonna have like orange, but not like really that peach. So I felt like this was more peach in nature, like reddish peach. I don't know. And then for my upper lid liner, I did use my L'Oreal Paris Super Slim. I think it's like 12 hour, I don't know. It's a slim felt tip liner in brown. And I did cover it a little bit with one of the shadows in the palette because it just didn't seem deep enough for me today. And I love this. I've had this in my collection for a long time and it works really great. And then I used my Heimish, whatever mascara that I got in some PR from Temu. I love this. Okay, so now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. This is the Nabla Platinum Cutie palette I used today. I did put this shade here, like I said, Luxuriance, in my inner corners, and I love how it looks. It just added a really fun pop of shimmer, bam, glam in my inner corners. I really like it. And then on my lower lash lines, I used both matte shades, and I don't want to get my glasses on. I can't remember what they're called. But I do like how they look on my lower lash lines. And then the 3 shimmers I used on my lids today, I love how they look. I do wish, however, that I'd put this shade here towards the outer part, then this in the middle and this towards the front. I think that would have looked nicer, or maybe had a better gradient. But I do really like how everything performed. I did use my e.l.f. contour palette to blend out the edges of the shades I put down. I used this shade. Actually, I didn't end up using this. I used this. I started off using it and it just, I don't know, looked really weird. So I was like, let's try that one. And I think it worked really well. I mean, I could have used one of the mattes out of here. I mean, I could have used this matte maybe, but I just felt like it was too deep. And I just wanted something light to just kind of lighten it up. And I really enjoy playing with this palette. I've thought about decluttering it because, you know, I have these shades elsewhere, but it's just a really lovely, easy palette to put a look together with. You know, that did not take me long at all to put this look together. And I'm just so happy that I pulled it out and used it for this episode. I'm pretty sure it's number 22 of Throwback Thursday. Let me know what you think of my look. Let me know if you have the palette, what combination of shadows you like to put together. And I will see you next week for episode 23. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.